Excuse me. Welcome everyone to the British Grand Prix here, Tier 2. My name is Fridge, and we are in the lovely England, looking at a very typical day. Thanks, Jack, appreciate it. Apparently the mic I usually use isn't working, so that's a good start. We already have 2 people not joining us here in quali. One because of a quali ban and one for some other reason, I don't know what. But we move. That leaves us with 13 people here for qualifying. Very spicy indeed. I'd be surprised if there is a finisher at the end, but who knows. 4 safety cars. Not gonna lie, that would honestly be a W. Last year we had a red flag, so you know anything is an improvement already. But no one to scream at for keeping it in a straight line. So just gonna have to find a new person to yell at. As the McLaren is off into turn 1. Not ideal. The rain coming down heavily as the drivers are trying to get acquainted, as Gatis starts off everyone with a 1:41.6, and the Mercedes has gone off twice. Nava not having a great time in these conditions. And here we are with Diner on his outlap, just chilling for now. How's Apex doing? Well, Turbo Sphinx goes fastest by 1.4 seconds. That is first lap by him. Thank you, Jack. As Mr. Elite Fear has retired from the session, spinning out of turn 5 it looks like. And that is already 3 DNFs. As a huge moment by the Red Bull. Apex struggling through that final corner. Still sets a 1:41.6. Turbo lost the units here for. I don't know, man. You guys seem pretty on the same level, right? Like, you guys keep fighting together with Apex, basically. Nevertheless, the 2 McLarens usually on the top of the list, as Nas is still struggling. Same pace. Yeah. I mean, don't we all have that? You know, like some tracks are your favorites. You'll be like, oof, Nava going straight into turn 1 once again. Let's ride on board with him for a second to see what the struggle is for a Mercedes driver, newly appointed Mercedes driver. I'm guessing he lost so much time. This should be a car. No, still allowed. It is on strict, but the game allows it. And that's a purple for a sector. I'm not sure if that's true. But a good start nevertheless. Can he keep it in a straight line though? He struggled here in his outlap. He's not using any energy. It is invalid now. Okay. Gatis has improved to a 40.4, but still not to the level of Turbo. As Jaded has joined the session and somehow even got himself a car. Usually when you join in quali, you don't get to you don't get a seat yet, but maybe he's not. Oof! Malachi losing the rear. That is not ideal after a string of great performances. We'll want to see a better result than that. is at a 2:01 as Gattis sets a 39.5. Great lap by him. Parker, the new leader in the championship standings. A better result than ninth. He's currently in the pits as Malachi is setting up for a new attempt. Hopefully a better one for that matter. As Nava is gonna start another lap. Oh, okay, that's a bit late. As Nava immediately invalidates into turn 1 once again. He'll be frustrated with that. As Jaded finally, or Miguel finally coming out of the box. By the way, Jack, you're still here. Do you know what this helmet is? I see so many people with it, but I don't know what the helmet is. Did everyone get it? Was it like in the battle pass or some shit? I'm so confused. Nevertheless, 89.3, a few tenths behind the Ferrari of Total Seats. What else is it called? Racing Pass? Anyone on the improvements? Can barely hear me. Okay. Yeah, I'm using my different mic, so it's not like. Does this do anything? I don't even know what this is. Hello, hello, hello. Does this work? Is it because of the onboard? Because the onboard is like crazy. I wish I could just use my own mic, but it is not working. Maybe I can swap it. Oh. Unlucky. We're swapping mics. Hello, hello. Not sure if this works. We're gonna see. No, we gotta try some things. Hope that it works. And eventually we will find a way. As we're on board with Tayuno, who has not set a lap time yet. With 7 minutes remaining, the rain doesn't seem to be slowing down. But we know that he has the pace when he sets a lap together, puts a lap together rather, as Nava, can he finish a lap without invalidating? That will be a challenge on its own, as Parker's still on a 2:01.9. As Malachi is out. Malachi is out of the session. Not exactly what he wanted. P9 is the best he can do today. As in the middle of his session, when he, or Apex, I don't know what you prefer to call you, joins the his Twitch chat. Absolute mad lad. Now he's losing the rear there in the final sector, but still has it pointing the right direction and within the limits, and so he finally sets a lap time, and it is a 1:41.6. Nava, after struggling to set a lap time, puts it in P4 with 6 minutes remaining. Very solid by him. Is anyone else on an improvement? Parker maybe? He is on an 11-second improvement, which would be a 150.0, but he has lifted off once again with 5.5 minutes remaining. What can the leader in the championship do? That's a 153.1. Cameron for a last to first. It's not a last to first because Burleytown also didn't qualify, and so
Neither did Mr. Elite Fear. So I think he'll be 15th out of 16. Not the worst, huh? Meanwhile, Parker starting his lap. First sector, very tricky, especially in these conditions, but he is 6 seconds up on his own lap time. But he needs around 6 more in order to be up there with the front runners. The Alpine driver trying his best to consolidate, try and find some pace. Very tricky. Copse corner, keeps it within the lines, and that will help him very much. A little bit swirly, but keeps it within the lines, keeps it pointing in the right direction. Another little step out from the rear, and that is a 9-second improvement. A purple middle sector for Parker. Can he make more of this than he currently has? Somewhere top 3 he would probably be okay with, but we know that he can do better than that, because a few drivers are still waiting for the right conditions. But when it's raining, you know, like, it doesn't matter. It's an interesting final corner shot here, and around the final corner he comes, and that's a 140.0 and a P2 for Parker. He'll be pretty happy with that. Turbo, meanwhile, 1.6 seconds down on his own time. Wavy Knife, 1.6 seconds up on his own time. If that is real, or did he just improve? I don't even understand what just happened. How can you be 1.6 seconds up if you're in the first sector? Tayuno right next to his teammate, struggling a lot with the rear, but about to start a lap, and so it doesn't matter. So only the top 5 is out, everyone else kind of chilling. Although Big T and Diner and Theodore now are in their warm-up laps. Haas getting out of the way of Tayuno very well. That is a good line, but can we get the throttle down? The answer is yes. Can Tayuno find some time to improve? He can. 6/10 in the first sector, which already sees him up a position if he can keep that pace up. As he continues here onto Copse corner. Huge lift, but no brake, and so he keeps it within the lines. And now Meckett's and Beckett's into Chapel. Much wider line than we saw at Parker, but aside from one big oversteer moment, he is still up 8/10 as Gattis improves his lap time again in a 1:39.5. Surely must see him up the top step, although Parker only 5/10 away, as is Turbo. What can Tayuno do in this last sector? One more left, one more right. And then the tricky acceleration zone here. He gets it nailed pretty well. And what's the lap time gonna be? It's a 140.2. Just not enough to get Turbo as well. But P4 he'll be very happy with. Let's see if anyone else is on an improvement. Parker is improving. He is almost 4/10 up. And he needs about 5. So he needs a good second and third sector. A little bit swirly again, but that is to be expected in this weather condition. As the leader in the championship is coming for Copse, and he tries to stick that throttle. He does just about keep it within the lines. And now the most tricky section, especially in the rain. Can he keep it? It looks very stable. Parker not taking any risk, but doesn't get the greatest exit ever. 4/10 remain of his lead on his own lap time. Is it enough? Is it going to be enough? Very tricky. Fast right, keeping that brake down just to get a bit of rotation. It looks pretty good, but can he stick it on pole? 15 seconds remaining. in this session, so this might be his last shot, although he has the energy to do another one. Gaddis improves again on 39.0. Parker nearly losing the rear, and so he only improves by 1/10 and might have to continue in order to have a shot at that first position. The end of the session is here. Turbo Sphinx in the last sector, but he has invalidated, as is Tayuno. What about Wavy Knife? He goes deep into first sector, and that's his lap done as well. Can Nava do anything to stop Gatis? No, he can't. He goes off, and that is the end of his lap. What about Apex? You know he has the pace, but can he put it all together now? Theodore gets over the line and takes 6th position, as there's a car off in the front. Can Turbo get through this without any issue? I mean, Apex rather. Can Apex get through this? There is traffic everywhere. They try to get out of the way. People are retiring and all that jazz. Well, he doesn't mind. Apex, can he finish this lap in order to do better than 8th? A little bit deep. But can he get the rotation? Now the acceleration. He gets on the power pretty early. He gets on the curb. That loses him a little bit of acceleration. He goes around almost, but he does finish the lap and takes 6th position away from Theodore. That must be the end. Parker is still out, but it doesn't matter. Look at all the water, the standing water everywhere. I think conditions has gotten worse if that was even possible. And nevertheless, we've seen Gatis only improve, and that is Parker invalidating his lap time, and that is the end of qualifying. Unbelievable how Gatis just kept finding pace. He takes pole position at 1:13.90, 9/10 away from the rest of the field. Parker just finding the quickest way home, saying hi to some of the marshals, and taking that 2nd position, which I think is the same position he had last year when Lewis took pole position and they crashed behind Parker and Lewis to cause a red flag lap 1. But that is last year. This is now. Gatis takes pole in front of Parker and Turbo. Tayuno takes 4th together with his teammate in 5th. They'll be very happy with that. Diner takes 6th. Sub takes 7th. And Apex, Theodore, and Nava take the last few point positions. Big T in 11th. Together with Jaded, who joined late, and then we see Malachi, who crashed out unfortunately, so he has to settle for 13th. Mr. Leafier crashed early. Cameron has a quality ban, and Seb had to leave for a sec, and so he's in last position. Hi Piaz, how you doing, man? Hope you enjoy this show. It's gonna be an interesting one. I pray we don't get 17 safety cars. Oh, let's try. Hell yeah. Alright. Let's see what the boys can cook. How many safety cars do you reckon we're gonna have? How many people are gonna finish the race? That is a real question. I think we all know it's not enough. Take a sip of the drink before we start with this chaos. But I believe in some of these boys. Some of these guys are good racers, and some need to be a bit more safe. But as we finish that, we have 5 lights already here in Britain, and the lights are out. And away we go after the leg is done. Gatis gets away well, but Parker gets away well as well, and he's already on the inside. He has to wait it out as the Ferrari of Turbo Sphinx already takes 2nd position. Parker's had a dreadful start. Park already down in 4th position and might lose 4th as well to the AlphaTauri, who is on the inside. Meanwhile, Yuno goes a bit deep, and he loses position to his teammate as one of the Red Bulls pushes his teammate wide, but they get through nevertheless. Malachi all the way down into last place. He had a horrid start after a terrible quali as well. I see a Mercedes in the back with no front wing, and that is not the start that some of these guys would have wanted, but Parker, definitely the worst start of the guys in the front. As in the back we see Diner losing a bunch of positions. I think he's been spun around, and that is already him down to 15th. Not ideal for him either, as a Ferrari on the inside of Cop's corner. We've seen that can go wrong, but they do it cleanly for now. Now Beckett's too wide. That's never gonna end well. There's some contact, and they keep it in a straight line just for now. There's a little bit more contact, and the Ferrari stays within the line somehow. Keeps it pointing in the right direction. Unbelievable fight there through Beckett's. The Ferrari instantly looking for a move back onto Theodore, but can't quite find it, as we see Nava strucken Mercedes, who wants to go to the pits but gets covered off by Diner. And so we'll have to go back to the front and see what's going on here, as Big T is already looking at the back of Sub. And this camera angle is horrible. Whoever designed that needs to be fired. Nevertheless, a look into turn 1 seems unlikely. This wide. There's already Diner looking at his Cameron actually, as Subby gets turn 1 slightly wrong, and that is Big T gaining a position together with Cameron, and Subby just loses 2 into 1 corner. Theodore losing a position to Burgertown. But has to be careful for the move back here into turn 5. But it doesn't seem to work for now. A lot of action and no safety car in lap 1. I think that's the first time this entire season. And we'd love to see it. Parker is trying to recuperate some of his lost positions. We should probably check what tires everyone on. It's pretty 50-50 in terms of mediums and hards. This is just distracting, as Parker already going for a move here. Lap 2, he has had enough, and Turbo using some energy to try and get that position back, but can't quite do it. The medium is just too strong, and so that is a position gained for Parker, who takes back his second position after a bad start. Meanwhile, in the back there is a move by the Alpine. Leaves enough space, does Tayuno, and they get through cleanly. But now a good run by the Alpine, and even better by Cameron, who's already on the inside. He didn't see that coming. Cameron on the inside of both of the drivers. Tayuno needs to let it go, and that is 6th for Cameron. What a drive so far by him, from last to 6th, or 15th to 6th. That is a great start by him. Meanwhile, slightly further back, it's Big T, Tayuno trying to chase back that position as Sub on the inside of Big T. Can he make that move stick? No! Oh, Big T didn't see him coming. Turns in like he's not there, and Sub gets the worst of it, and he is out. Or at least spun out. No damage, it looks like, at least at the front wing, and so he can continue his journey, but that is not ideal for Sub, who was having a decent race so far, and a very good move. It looked like. Just seems that Big T did not know that he was there, and so turns in, and no contact made. Very unfortunate. Meanwhile, Nava, after his pit stop, already 30 seconds down, he would be wishing for a safety car that we usually would have around this time, as Parker has to see Turbo Sings go by with the DRS, but immediately wants to have a look back, but decides against it for now. Wavy Knife is still right behind and within the DRS, as is Apex behind him. And most of these drivers also in Tier 4, where they've already given us a show. Sub did have damage, it seems, because he does box here at lap 4. And that means he will have to start over and hope for a safety car somewhere along the way. It is a very long pit road, and so he'll be losing a lot of time. Parker immediately wanting to have a look back on the inside of Turbo, and it looks like it is successful. Meanwhile, in the back we see Burgertown is gonna have a look. Big T, will he leave the space this time? But this time it is Burgertown who goes a little bit wide and gives Big T a little tap. They get through nevertheless. as Nava takes the fast lap of the race. That is not too weird with his slightly fresher tires and all the space in the world. A good move there by the Ferrari gives him P9, and his hard tires should still be slightly struggling versus the mediums, although tire wear is pretty significant around here. And so I'm also very curious to see what Sub and Nava can do. Gonna hope that that's my PC killing itself and not actual rain. So a little drop of something. This camera angle, man. It's kind of sick, but at the same time it doesn't really show much, as does this one. Really cool, but no idea what's going on, as Parker has already found himself to the back of Gattis somehow. Maybe a little bit of a mistake by the leader in the race. Gives him an opportunity, as there's a yellow flag in the back. That is a Haas. A Haas? It's Jaded, I think. Jaded spun in the final corner, it looks like, as Burgertown gets the first penalty of the day for track limits. And now we have a three-man fight for P1, caught in one screen, the top 5. And that is exactly what we want to see. No huge incidents, just good fighting. Let's see how long these guys can keep it up. We have 21 more laps to go. This fight for the lead is very, very interesting. Parker is closing in, and oh, Gattis lagging back there. It looks like some desync happening there, and that is Parker into the lead, and now Gattis has to defend for third and lose the second position, as Turbo now takes the position away from Parker, and that is first for the Ferrari. And Gattis down 2 positions and immediately within attacking distance of Wavy Knife's Sub has lost the rear and is now in dead last, unfortunately, hoping for a safety car. As in front, Parker is not going to have a look yet for Turbo Swings. Not sure what happened to Gattis. It looked like he just lagged away for a second. That lost him some valuable time. Last time I've seen that happen so consistently was like in probably F1 2012. But, oh, Turbo goes him straight, missing his braking point, and that costs him second position. Gattis says thank you very much, as it is now Jaded also in the pits. That means he will be demoted to last place. Turbo is slightly wide there, hoping for him that was not a track limit, as Wavy has lost a lot of time. He was right behind the top. I must have missed something. Now he's under pressure as the Ferrari goes fully sideways. Does he catch that in the end? It looks like he did. What a save there from Burgertown. Not sure what happened to him, but lost the rear there in Meckett's or Beckett's. And now running outside goes Tayuno of Wavy Knife. Wavy Knife says no thank you. This is mine. But Tayuno seems very insistent. Will he make a move here? This is not the place. This is the corner of friendship, as I call it. Yeah, people hate each other a lot there. My good friend Consul will know. Anyway, Tayuno has lost a little bit of ground on his teammate. Meanwhile, Turbo Sphinx, Parker and Gattis are still tussling for first position. This might not help their tires, but in the end, Turbo Sphinx is the guy with the hard tires, as Gattis gets pushed a little bit wide, but keeps it around the inside. And he keep that position. It doesn't seem likely, as Parker has a better exit, but Gattis has more ERS. In the inside of Cobb's corner, it will never go well, and Turbo very smartly goes off the throttle for a second, as Apex has a great sight on this entire fight, but from a safe distance. Also on the hard tire together with Turbo, so they will be continuing, while the other two will box pretty early. And Gaddis looking for a move. And Gaddis taking that position. Malachi getting his first penalty for corner cutting. Parker, is he gonna have a look? It's not quite. It's just really interesting to see, you know, these top 4 guys really showing some smart driving, not going for a move at any opportunity, just whenever it is smart to do so, and that is what we want to see. Some brains being used. Let's check in on Big T, who is still in the points together with Mr. Lee Fear, who started from 14th. Has fought back valiantly. Malachi, after his poor start, trying to fight back, currently in 12th. Diner still disconnected. Nava, Subby, and Jada trying their best to catch back up. But the worst timing, I guess, for them, for everyone to have a very clean race. Parker swings Apex, and Gaddis are still the 4-man fight for the win. And this will mean that strategy might actually have an impact for the first time in a Tier 2 race. We'd love to see it. Parker trying to look around the outside, but quickly realizes that that isn't on. And none of them going for a move here means that they will just try to keep extending that until Big T getting his first penalty. They're just trying to extend that gap to Theodore and Cameron, who are fighting for 5th. But they are also demonstrating themselves closer as Wavy, Tayuno, and Big T, together with Mr. Lee Fear, I guess, are fighting for 7th through 10th. Or 9th and 10th. A little bit of a look from Big T and a little bit of contact with the driver ahead, Tayuno. And that gives Big T a great exit and a position. Not sure if that is the cleanest move, but move anyway, as Tayuno get a little bit of a weird line, as does Mr. Lee Fear, very wide. And as I say that, the Alpine of Big T goes a bit wide, but it seems that you'll get a decent exit nevertheless. You want Wavy in front. Looked like he had a little bit of wing damage, but looks okay at second. At a second look, as Tayuno seems pretty held up here behind the Alpine. He's trying a different line in order to get by rather. But it doesn't seem like he can find his way through. Maybe here with the DRS, as Gaddis has reclaimed the lead away from Parker. As that little group is still continuing to try and extend that gap, as Tayuno reclaims 8th, and Big T will wait. I was gonna say he's gonna wait his turn, but almost has a look there through the final few corners, but gets cut off by good defending from Tayuno, as Mr. Lee Fear reclaims P10 away from Seb, who has joined the fray from last position. But he also cannot find his way through. Cameron is still right behind Theodore, and this top 4 have shuffled a bit in positions. It is now Turbo in 4th, Parker 2nd, Apex in 3rd, with Gaddis still leading the charge, as there is a yellow flag, and that is Nava, I think. Nava has spun? Nava has spun in the final corner, but can continue his journey nevertheless. Loses the position to Subby in the process. And now here the mediums will be struggling, lap 10. As the Red Bull bottoms out on that curve, but it looks like he didn't lose too much balance there. Gaddis now in trouble and gonna lose 2 positions maybe. Is he gonna have a look on the inside? Gaddis leaves all the space. There is a yellow flag after a collision. There's a Wavy Knife who's in the wall. It seems at the end of Chapel? Man, I'm terrible with corner names. Not sure if he spun or he got hit, but we'll have to see after the race. Meanwhile, Gaddis having a look on the inside. He has the move pretty much stuck, but now Parker has the inside for the next corner. There's not going to be a lot of space. Turbo is a look on the inside of Apex, and that means 2 times 2 wide. But it looks like they all make it through. Nevertheless, such good driving by these top 4. And let's hope that they can keep it that way. It is so tight, and any little mistake can be punished. And so far, they've gotten through, and it's the 2 medium runners and then the 2 hard runners. But that gap to Cameron and Theodore is as Navas retired. Okay. Unfortunate. This top 4 still a good fight. Let's see what they can do. As again, DRS for Parker. He looks at the outside this time, and Turbo on the inside of the man in front. As there's 2 drivers inside of each other, and that means Gaddis goes in first out of this little group of 4. Go for his first pit stop, and hopefully only pit stop with no safety cars. Very interested to see where he comes out. If he has no traffic, this might be a very smart choice, because the undercut will be very strong, I imagine. So a 4-man fight turns into a 3-man fight. Cameron and Theodore gained a second while these 4 guys are fighting. That is very good to see. It might just turn into a 5 or 6-man fight for first, as Apex not in too much of a rush to overtake Parker here, although that medium tire looks to be quite done and dusted at this point. Let's see if there's any other battles going on. Mr. Lee Fear seeming very close to Tayuno ahead. Burgertown and Malachi is back in the points. That's good. And now Gaddis is 29.1 seconds away from the leader in the race. Jaded getting his penalty for corner cutting, as does Mr. Lee Fear. And let's keep a look on that delta. 28.7, 28.6. It's going down fast, as this trio of guys are fighting as Parker goes in, and so it's just the 2 hard runners left in order to fight for this first position. And the medium runners going at 11 and 12 respectively. And now it is a matter of these 2 trying to keep that gap pretty similar. The fact that that gap hasn't gone down significantly is surprising to me. It's only like 6/10 it seems. As start a fight anywhere else. Looks like Theodore is still right behind Theodore, but Theodore's right behind Cameron rather, but not quite going for a move, as Apex looking on the outside of Turbo. Can't quite make the move stick, as there's a yellow flag and sub retires, and that's a safety car. And that is why we don't allow retiring anymore. Sub and gonna have a talk with you boys. So that is the race completely in shambles. Strategy-wise, Gaddis and Parker are pretty unlucky in that sense. But it is what it is. Let's see. They will have the tire advantage in the sense that the mediums will be dying before the end of the race. Don't think they typically can do 13, 14 laps without big struggles. And so everyone goes into the box except for Parker and Gattes. How many positions is this gonna cost them? Quite a few. Maybe like 6th and 7th. 5th and 6th. That's what I say. And so the first safety car here is in lap 14. And that is definitely going to change the dynamic of this race. But I'm sure that Diner and Mr. Lee Fear, as well as Jaded, are going to be very happy. Turbo and Apex won't be too upset either. Only thing is that Gattes and Parker are on hard tires. That's their only advantage for the latter stages of this race. And so, here we are again, vibing under the safety car. Just... excuse me. As Jaden makes another pit stop. And so it's going to be a while before the safety car will come in. Because the pack has not yet fully caught everyone. Let me quickly check what's going on. Alright, well, gonna let the safety car it is. Apex boxes? Ah, he had a 5-second speeding penalty. Oi, 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 oi. Apex, Apex, Apex. Goes into the bits to serve his penalty. But a very unnecessary 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Especially when you're under safety car conditions. No reason to get that, but it happens to us all. So I can't hate. Let's hope this is also the final safety car of this race. So, the current standings, it's Turbo, Cameron, Theodore in 3rd, Gattes is back in 4th, Parker in 5th, Tayuno, then Burgertown, Big T, Malachi, and Mr. Elite Fear rounds out the top 10. But, must be said, Malachi will be very happy with this. This gives him a chance to fight back into this race. Let's quickly check tire life. I guess Parker has the freshest of the hard runners. The mediums should do pretty well here, especially after some safety car laps. No more 5-second penalties left. So I guess we can keep this screen for now and go back to interval, because why not? Will the safety car be in this lap, or will we have to wait another lap because Jaded has not caught up yet? The answer is, we have another safety car lap. It is absolutely wonderful as we wait for Jaded to catch to the safety car. We're just gonna keep chilling. Excuse me. I mean, we can't complain, you know. First safety car, lap 14. Just hope that people don't lose their minds now. We've fallen back into the tier 2 recipe. which is safety car means another safety car, means another safety car, means another safety car, until there's no safety cars left. And then it's like decent racing until an insanely hype final corner slash final lap. So let's see, with 10 laps remaining, if we can do that minus the 17 safety cars. Just good racing into a hype ending. Not gonna lie, Turbo, Gattis, Parker, and Apex had a very nice fight so far for the top 4. All on one screen pretty much the entire race. Just swapping positions. Theodore and Cameron doing the same, but then for P5 and 6. So now that everyone is close again, if everyone keeps it calm, keeps it clean, we might actually have a solid tier 2 race on our hands. And now that everyone has caught up, surely the safety car will go in this lap. Looks like no rain will be coming. No more surprises. It's just the drivers, just 13 of the finest CRF2 drivers. Try and battle it out for first position. And Parker, the current driver championship leader, will be trying to fight his way back up to the front. That's an unfortunate safety car timing. Let's see how Turbo will do this, the safety car restart. We saw Cameron have very good restarts last week, so he'll know. And Turbo goes early, and he has a better line, and Cameron might be kind of far away, but has a better exit, and so the gap isn't that big anymore anyway. It seems like everyone is quite awake, and it seems like Gattis has a good run here as Theodore gets a whole wrong line, gets even a warning, gets a penalty for cutting a corner, which doesn't gain him any time, and loses a position in the process as well. Cameron right behind Turbo. He's immediately going to have a look here on the inside with both using all their ERS, and it is the move for the first position here. Cameron leading the race after 17 laps, after he had to start in 15. What a race for him so far, with a perfectly timed safety car for him, as now it's Theodore looking at the rear of Gattis with a 3-second penalty. Might want to overtake as soon as possible. Behind them it is Parker and Tayuno fighting for what they can. Apex has lost the position, is now in 12th, unless that was already the case before. Malachi trying to fight his way back to the front and is behind Big T, who gets a pretty bad line. And now with some ERS, maybe with a little bit of less wing, he can have a look, but stops using ERS, and Big T tries to have a look, but can't quite defend the position. That is Malachi up into 8th position for now. Meanwhile, Parker trying to look behind Gattis, but can't quite make it happen as Gattis has lost his position to Theodore. Cameron with the fastest lap of the race. He is back in form and very pleased with his pace so far. A bit of walking there from Gattis, but that makes sense with the hard tire. Not the grippiest of the bunch. Parker is trying to have a look, but doesn't have a great exit. And no DRS yet. Meanwhile, Seb not quite close enough either in the back of Tayuno, as Malachi is trying to catch back up. Meanwhile, we're looking at Apex, who had the pace to fight with the front boys, but that penalty is gonna be costly. Steiner reconnected, I think so. And Jaded still quite far behind the rest. Turbo 2/10 the gap only to Cameron, and so showing that he has the pace, although the exit there not the greatest, but is using some ERS maybe to catch back up, and might even have a look here at the end, and doesn't quite do it just yet. Keeps it clean, keeps it calm, no rush as DRS is enabled next lap. Meanwhile, in the back we see Parker is very close to the rear of Gattis. These two are fighting for the championship. as DRS is enabled now here in lap 19. With 8 more laps of racing, Tayuno losing position to Seb. And now let's see if Parker can try and fight Gattis for this position. Looks like he has more grip right now. Can he make use of it? That's the real question. Is good exit is needed. No DRS for Gattis, but DRS for Parker, and that might mean a position for him. He looks on the inside, and he is past the McLaren, although he sticks a wheel there, and he does have the position still. And that is a great defensive maneuver from Gattis, but around the outside goes Parker. He has a better exit, but can he keep the position? It doesn't seem like he has it. This side by side into Cop's corner. I think Parker is going to have to leave it for now, as Turbo gets a penalty. That might be costly, trying to chase the first position away from Cameron, but might now have to give up on that, as Jada gets another penalty himself as the rear tries to step out here for Parker, but now this position must be his. On the inside he goes, and that is move done for the Alpine driver. Gattis immediately tries to get into that slipstream, but can't fight off the Alpine for now. Has to wait for that DRS next lap, although he has a little bit of a look here, maybe just to scare Parker rather than anything, but it doesn't seem to do anything for now. Gattis somehow does overtake Parker the moment that I go away, and that is a costly position loss for the Alpine driver, as now the teammate of Gattis is right behind Parker. Tayuno getting himself a penalty, and now almost the entire grid has a penalty for corner cutting, which is easily done on this track. Let's have that clear. Turbo Sphinx on the inside of Cameron, but he shouldn't be too bothered trying to defend that. He knows that Turbo has a penalty, and should know that the win is in his hands and his hands alone. Doesn't need to do anything too silly. Parker reclaims P4 away from Parker claims P4 away from Gattis once again, but there is another DRS zone right at the end of this next corner combination. One of the most beautiful ones on the calendar, as we enjoy the onboard from the McLaren as we do it. P1 and 2, I believe, in the championship, these two. And now DRS, but he is quite far behind. Cameron reclaims P1 out of our view, but doesn't look that like Gattis can do much, as Malachi is right behind his teammate. Might just want him to. Oh, Big T is off. Big T is off on the back of the main straight, and that is him down to 13th. What a shame. He was having a pretty decent race, as Jaded goes into the box and DNFs as well. Malachi right behind his teammate on better tires, but for the championship it's better if as the Alpine also retires, as Gattis lagging out it seems, and then coming back to see himself lose position. Malachi now back into 5th position. What a fight back by him. And it seems that Cameron has given the position back to Turbo Sphinx. Ooh, has to be careful to not cut that corner. Doesn't want a penalty for cutting anything, and he has to be so safe. And his tires not enjoying themselves, and Theodore is right behind him, using all his DRS, using all of his ERS and trying to have a move. Around the outside goes Cameron. Will there be space? He's gonna try it. He tries to hang it. There's a little bit of contact. Cameron touches the back of Turbo Sphinx. Turbo Sphinx is out of the race, and Cameron goes straight. And the final corners and gets themselves 18 seconds worth of penalties. Theodore is waiting for something, but I'm not sure what. As Parker is now going, he's now waiting as well. Is there a safety car? I think there's a safety car. Gattis has to wait as well. It says caution, but no safety car. There is a safety car out. And Apex goes into the box immediately. What just happened? Looked like Cameron and Sphinx were right next to each other. Cameron, trying to move on the inside, moves back over Hits the rear of Turbo Sphinx. Turbo Sphinx is out. And Cameron, again in a controversial incident. After having such a good race, he really didn't need to do anything crazy there. Decides to go for it. And that means Parker will inherit the lead, basically. Crazy incidents. What a crazy, crazy, crazy end of the race we're looking at. And now Parker is the favorite to win. Although Apex, if there's enough racing laps to go on fresh softs with no penalty behind his name, if safety car is not in this lap, there won't be enough time probably. Caught up, but not everyone has, and that means only 10 drivers left. Once again, just finish the race and you'll get points. That's pretty much the result. As one of the Alphas, no, it's Cameron goes to the pits. It was 23 seconds with penalties. He's not looking at a good final result. Especially after getting another 5 seconds in the box. Let's see what he is planning on doing. How many of those can he serve in the race? Well, not many. Looked like he could serve 5. Yeah. Still 18 seconds worth of penalties. So Cameron is unlikely to gain more than 1 point today. Although there is 4 laps still of people being able to take each other out. So you never know. Theodore inherits the lead, but he still has a 3-second pen. And so the 2 leaders in the championship, Parker and Gatis, the only ones without penalties and the only ones on hard tires. They just need to keep it clean, just need to keep it on the track, and they will have 1 and 2 waiting for them at the end of the race. What a shame that these what a shame that contact like this just ruins the race. But it is what it is. We'll just have to work with it. Theodore been sort of out of the picture most of the season, at least when it comes to like the top positions, I believe. Let me have a look. Theodore. Oh no, he's had a 2nd and a 3rd already. Never mind. I'm chatting shit. I was gonna say he's just stayed out of trouble and finds himself in 1st position at the end. Just having decent pace. But the win is definitely in the hands of Parker, Gatis or Apex. How fast can Apex get through the traffic with his fresh soft tires? I probably would have gone mediums even though it's only 5 laps. Because after 2 laps, your softs already will take a bit of an L. As Malachi has spun it on the restart. I was gonna say, I saw something on the inside. And it looks like Malachi has spun it on the restart and DNFs. And that means with 3 laps to go, he will not get a point. And a penalty for retiring on track. Unless he crashed. It looks like he retired on track. Theodore still in 1st position. Parker and Gatis now are fighting. But now, right behind them, it is the soft running Apex Capec. Apex Capes? I don't even know how to whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, Gatis is going to have a look on the inside of Klopp's corner. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not a very safe move to go for. And he does, and he waits for now. But Apex has a really good run. Don't make it 3 wide through here, boys. They don't, but Gatis is on the inside. There's a little bit of contact. Parker gets pushed wide, and he's off. Is there damage as well? It doesn't look like it, but he does get pushed wide. And Tuyuno inherits P4 for now. Apex now with a good run. He's on the outside and takes P2 away from Gatis and does so well. Bergatow, meanwhile, in the rear has crashed. And that is also him out of the race into 9th. Unfortunately, with 3 laps to go, that also is no point for him. Nevertheless, that is still Apex now 2 seconds behind Theodore and now in the lead of the race. Who would have thought that that's possible? Apex in the lead, at least on paper. That is Parker on the inside of Tayuno with 6 seconds worth of penalties. Hopefully these guys can keep it clean. Cameron has claimed 6th, but with 18 seconds worth of pen, that will still be 8th. Though that is still a bunch of points. Malachi is left, that is understandable. On the inside goes Parker, and Parker takes that place. But Tayuno's still on the outside. That turns to the inside. A little bit of contact, it looked like. It was tough to see as Parker gets pushed again, and he loses a few positions again in the process as Cameron takes advantage and takes P4, and Parker is not having it. He wants revenge. Apex is caught to the rear of Theodore already for the lead of the race, but we know he's already in the lead with the penalty of Theodore, so we're gonna stay with Parker for now. Can he make the move here on Tayuno at the end of the straight? He has a better exit. He will have the DRS. He will not have the DRS because it's not open yet. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Diner and Tayuno, but they make it through. Diner with a huge moment, but saves it in the end. And Tayuno has to wait it out for now. Parker back to 5th. Fastest out the race to Apex. That is not weird, but let's go to him anyway. Let's just see that move for the first place. It is just on paper, and that is now on track. He goes a bit deep, but he has more grip, and he's on the inside. And that is Apex into the lead of the British Grand Prix. Does he have the ERS to defend? He has the tires. Look at that exit. Theodore will have DRS this final lap. Doesn't use everything he has yet. Cameron is looking on the inside of Gatis, but he knows it's for nothing with that 18-second pen. And hopefully he doesn't impact the race even more, as Diner has overtaken Parker for 5th. But that means Parker will inherit 4th at the end. Theodore is sticking quite close as the softs are running out from Apex. As I said, those soft tires will run out quickly. The tire wear is huge around this track, and hope that Apex can keep it pointing in a straight line. We've seen Red Bulls crash in the final lap before. This time he keeps it in a straight line with no ERS left to play with. The DRS open wide, and that means he has one more move into this corner. No, not quite. Will he make a move in the next one? Gatis will leave the position to Cameron. They're fighting for nothing. There is nothing on the line here. This is just for honor, and Gatis will happily leave him through if it means a free position after. Apex wins the race. Cameron finishes in 3rd, will finish 8th. Parker will finish 4th. Diner in 5th. Tayuno will claim another 6th position. And that is another chaotic Tier 2 race finished. What a fight back by Apex. Definitely got a bit lucky with the safety car, but at the same time made use of it. Went to that soft tire. Made the right call by going in again to clear his penalty early. And he inherits the win. Very well done. Theodore another very solid 2nd. And Gatis, after all that, will have to settle for 3rd position. This is gonna be quite a talked about race, but in the end, and especially the top 4 was pretty much the entire race really clean. The moment between Turbo and Cameron maybe a bit unfortunate. Nevertheless, that is the end of this race. That is the end of this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed this race. 16 drivers started, 8 finished, and at least it was entertaining. I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Fridge. Tomorrow will be earlier than normal for the CRF1 race. I hope you will tune in for that as well. And otherwise, I'll see you next week for the next race, which is Italy, Monza. So, hope to catch you guys next week here for Monza. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. See ya.